There's a fan-made Path of Exile 2 website where you can make skill loadouts. All right, so this should tide us over until November 15th, I think. This is really cool. So I actually knew about this site a little while ago. It was on Reddit. There was a post here, and it was posted 26 days ago, but it wasn't exactly up to snuff, you know, like it didn't have all of the skills that were coming out, and it wasn't as user-friendly. Now, it was just updated yesterday on October 26th, and you can search for skills. You can on your phone, it works a little better, and they added the skills that we've been finding through the public showcases. So check it out. You just load up poe2skills.com, and you can even share builds, you know, and save builds and stuff. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loadouts. So the only thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have an option for a weapon loadout in like a weapon swap. Because really, if you had 2 different weapons equipped, you would have 11 things that you could support. But this is just the skills, okay? So 9 skills. So let's just do an example. Let's say I'm playing Monk and I want Ice Strike, okay? So we'll put Ice Strike in there. Attack 3 times in quick succession, and you get a final strike that's a little slower, that hits a little harder, and then you could support it with, let's say you wanted to do something basic like added cold damage, okay? Now if you right click on this, it'll take it away. Now let's say I want to do something a little more interesting though. I'll do poison chance with Ice Strike, and then I'll also do corrosion. All right, so what would that do? Corrosion says breaks armor equal to 3,500% of poison damage dealt. So if I have Ice Strike, I'll be freezing enemies while poisoning them and breaking their armor potentially. And that's just with 2 supports right there. So that's a nice little setup. I wonder how effective this will be. Reading this makes me think this would actually be pretty broken and will get nerfed pretty early on in early access, but that we don't know. I'm just total guess that it will be broken and really nice and useful. So there's that. Let's do another one. So I've studied that other website, the PoE2DB website. I've studied that quite a bit, so I have like a database of skills and supports in my head, even though I've never played Path of Exile 1 before. So let's try Detonate Dead, Fiery Death. So killing blows from supported skills against ignited enemies have 60% chance to cause the enemy to explode. Ignites caused by supported skills spread to other enemies. Corpse Conservation. So support skills that consume corpses, giving them a chance to take effect without destroying the corpse. Fire Penetration. Supported skills penetrate 20% fire resistance. And let's say we'll just do like something like this. Area of effect. You know, supported skills have 25% more area of effect. So would that work? Would that make us a type of chain reaction Detonate Dead, do you think? So what you could do is Infernal Cry first before you try this Detonate Dead loadout, and it'll perform a war cry that taunts nearby enemies towards you, so they're kind of like grouping together. And it says empowered attacks gain 25% of damage as fire damage. So I'm imagining that like if you could do this and explode guys and ignite them and stuff, and then the first guy that's dead will this causes a chain reaction, and then you could do Detonate Dead. So tell me if this works, right? So Detonate Dead, Fiery Death, Ignite Proliferation, Corpse Conservation, Fire Penetration, Area of Effect. Use Infernal Cry first and see if you can get like chain reactions of a corpse explode and stuff, or at least lots of opportunities for it. That would be kind of interesting. Here's another one I was thinking about, is just Killing Palm. So since Killing Palm calls and kills enemies, you want stuff that will happen on kill, right? So like Fiery Death could be pretty cool. So if you took Fiery Death out of that and put it in here maybe. Killing blows from supported skills against ignited enemies have 60% chance to cause the enemy to explode. So you could do that, and then you could have a different attack. Like say you have like Wind Blast to knock back enemies with added fire damage, you know? And then you could have Ignition. So supported skills have 50% more chance to ignite. So that way, when they're ignited, you could, and they're able to be culled, then you could use Killing Palm and they would have a 60% chance to explode. Bro. Okay, so here's another one that I was thinking of. So let's say you took Ice Strike again, right? And you wanted to make sure you're freezing enemies a little bit better with it. You could do... It's already got a pretty fast attack speed, but what about faster attacks? So you could increase what it's good at already, which is attacking fast. And then here's one that's really interesting to me. Extended combo. Final strike of supported skills can be performed twice in succession. That's cool. And then how about glaciation, for example? Supported skills cause 30% more freeze buildup against chilled enemies. That way, you know, you'll get that final hit quicker from Ice Strike. That really is going to be causing a lot of the freeze potential, I think. And so you'll just be like, boom, boom, shua, shua, you know, and you'll just be freezing guys like crazy. Or, of course, before that, you could do, you know, Frozen Locusts. So you could also use, so like say before you did the Ice Strike then with this loadout here, perhaps you drop Frozen Locusts and it's got Pulverize for more area of effect and more melee area damage. And then also maybe just area of effect, you know? So you could backflip with Frozen Locust and then start attacking with Ice Strike with these faster attacks and have more freeze and potential. If you're wondering about my channel, I make off-meta builds in Diablo 2. I've made some really cool builds. I just uploaded, for example, a Warp Strike Team Assassin build that uses summons and minions and a kicking, teleporting attack. And so Path of Exile 2 is like made for someone like me who loves just making lots of cool builds with cool interactions and really stressing the skills and the itemization of Diablo 2. Path of Exile 2 looks like it's going to just be so great for someone like me to have fun with. I also put up a poll that 179 people voted on, and I asked what kind of build you'd be doing. And look at the results so far. Most people are going to go melee in early access for Path of Exile 2, and then after that, minions, 21%, but 51% of votes said melee first. Ranged is actually the least, and then caster. And people were just commenting and saying what kind of builds they wanted to make, you know. One person said fire-themed warrior marauder. That sounds cool. One-handed mace and shield, cold-themed. That's interesting because there's not a lot of cold skills on mace abilities that we've seen so far. Someone asked me, why don't you just do druid? Because we're not sure if druid's going to be in the game. Someone asked, does huntress count as melee or ranged? And I was like, I don't know. We haven't seen enough, but she's kind of more melee at this point, it seems like, but she does have ranged potential. We actually haven't seen the huntress yet with WASD movement, I don't think. Someone also said Dex Dodge Werewolf or a Fire Arrow build. That's cool. I hope the Druid and Werewolf is in early access. I really hope so. Someone said definitely looking at all the possible specters. Yeah, dude, gotta catch them all, you know. Gotta catch them all. That's gonna be a fun end game for some. For others, it'll be like a nightmare if they want to try to catch all the specters. So anyway, there's that poll if you want to vote on that, or just if you want to comment in this video and let me know what you want to roll for Path of Exile 2. Hopefully this website can tide you over until November 15th when we all get our hands on it, you know. Super excited for it, and thanks. See you later.